Good evening, my name is Shikhar Dhar. Me and my friends are going to give a presentation on connected vehicles. So in my team, I have Radha Shah, then Pinak Das and Saurav Biswas. So can you imagine a transportation system in which vehicle can sense and communicate things even humans can't? Like when a human is driving, he can only focus on other vehicles so that there is no accident and all. Okay, he can only look at some of the traffic signals or symbols and all. But what if the vehicle can do that for yourself? Okay, we don't have to do that much. Vehicle can even sense the vehicles which are around humans who are walking the crossing. Okay, these symbols, these traffic signals. What a vehicle can do that. So that's what we are going to see in this presentation. Simply stating, connected vehicle technologies allow vehicles to communicate with each other and the world around them. Okay, so it simply it communicates with the surroundings. Okay, the symbols, the what is around, what are vehicles around the vehicle. Okay, around my vehicle. So that's what a connected vehicle does. So we nowadays our vehicle is more connected than we realize. Like we have GPS system, okay, which in order, if the traffic is there is a traffic jam ahead, then it suggests a alternative route. That's a simplest example for connected technology. So connected vehicle concept is about simply supplying useful information to the driver or a vehicle to help the driver make safer or more informed decisions. Okay, so it helps the driver make some uniform decisions that is safe for him or her. Okay. Use of connected vehicle doesn't imply that vehicle is making any choices for the driver. Rather, it supplies the information to the driver. Rather, it gives suggestions to the driver that in order to if you want to reach a location at the earliest, you shouldn't take this route because there is a jam ahead. You can take another route. Okay, so next we'll discuss how we reached here, how we reached at an age that we can make a vehicle connected to the environment. So there are some levels of vehicle automation which was given by Society of Automation Engineers. Level 0 is driver only, so conventional vehicle where driver manages all the speeds and direction. Then level 1 is assisted, so driver receives support for specialized tasks, for example parking. So nowadays most of the cars have parking sensors, so it helps it assists the driver in order to park. Then we have partial automation. Driver receives support for coping with predefined scenarios like traffic jam warning and avoidance, like we have GPS and all for that. Then level 3 is conditional automation. Driver can control to automate the system but must be ready to take back control. So there is some automation, but in order if something goes wrong, then driver must take control immediately. Then we have significant automation. Majority of the journey may be automated, but some driver intervention may be required. For example, urban motoring. There may be some place where there are too many vehicles, and maybe my vehicle cannot make decision where to go, like that. Then driver can intervene. Then the last level, L5, is complete automation, complete end-to-end journey without driver intervention. So if driver doesn't have to do anything. So that's what today's technologies, all the technologies are about, to make our journey complete automation. We don't have to do anything. The driver can, the vehicle can do everything itself. So what are the technologies that are used in a connected vehicle? Okay, there is a video camera. It records the environment surrounding in front of them. Then we have a LiDAR sensor. LiDAR is light detection and ranging. It illuminates the target in front of the vehicle, and it measures the reflection coming back from that object. Okay, that's how it measures the distance. Then we have GPS tracker. Then we have various type of communication that a connected vehicle uses: V2V, V2I, which is vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure communication, which will be discussed in further slides. Then we have ultrasonic sensors, which is sensors at low speed. Then we have odometry sensors. These sensors use motion sensors to calculate the position, distance of the vehicle. Okay, then we have a radar sensor also, so it uses radio waves to monitor the surroundings. So you can see most of the vehicle is combined with a lot of sensors. So these sensors have different functions. So these sensors are used to make a vehicle to a connected vehicle. But there's one thing that I want to add, which is irrelevant to this presentation, but it's important that we should discuss this. So how can we increase our vehicle connected vehicle technology? How can we upgrade that? So what we can do, we can combine it with the autonomous vehicle. So what is autonomous vehicle? It operates in isolation from other vehicles using internal sensors. Okay, this is a simple definition of an autonomous vehicle. So we have our connected vehicle, communicates with nearby vehicles and infrastructure. If we combine these two, it becomes connected automated vehicle, leverages autonomous and connected vehicle capabilities. Okay, so that's how we can upgrade our connected vehicle technology. But this autonomous vehicle is a topic that we can discuss some other time. So proceeding with connected vehicle, my friend Pinak will now discuss about the categories of applications of connected vehicle. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pinak and our topic is on connected vehicles. So let's start my section. So my section is from categories of application. I'm going to discuss about this. The connected vehicles that earlier we have got the introduction about that and its levels. It have two categories. The applications are separated into two categories. Number one is single vehicle applications and number two is cooperative safety and efficiency application. In single vehicle applications, the car content and service application implemented by a single vehicle in connection with a cloud or back office. Whereas the cooperative safety and efficiency applications, they provide the connectivity between vehicles directly, have to work cross-band and cross-borders, request standard and regulations. Some may be convenience application, others safety, which may require regulations. Whereas apart from this, we also have some more 8 categories about the connected vehicles. I'm not going to discuss about them, just basic things. The first of all, it is mobility management, and its example you can see is current traffic information, parking lot or garage assistance, optimize fuel consumption. It basically gives us the notice about this. Whereas the commerce section gives us the notice about the fuel, food and beverage, parkings and tolls, where the monies are there. It enables us to purchase goods and service. Whereas in number 3 we can see the vehicle management. It basically functions as about the vehicle condition. It reminds us about the service and remote operations, transfer of usage data. Whereas at number 4 we can see breakdown prevention. It is connected by a breakdown service with a backend algorithm predicting breakdowns and an outbound service intervening via phone, SMS or push notifications. Whereas at number 5 you can see safety. It's common in every vehicle nowadays. It basically gives us the emergency braking, lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, blind spot object detection, object identification. Whereas in number 6 the entertainment, which is commonly in every vehicle, it is necessary and it is can be done with our smartphones interface, WLAN hotspot, music, video, internet, social media, mobile office, etc. Next is driver assistance. It functions involving partially or fully automatic driving. For an example, operational assistance or autopilot in heavy traffic, in parking or on highways. Well-being functions involving the driver's comfort and ability and fitness to driver. Example, fatigue detection, automatic environment adjustment, or keep drivers alert on medical assistance. Oh, sorry, my fault. The camera goes off whenever I touch the screen. The camera goes off. My fault, sir. Our next topic is connected vehicles. Sorry, the camera going on off again. So connected vehicles. What you get to know about this? Connected vehicles are the vehicles that use any of a number of different communication technologies to communicate with the driver. of other cars on the road. There are some steps: V2V, that means vehicle to vehicle, roadside infrastructure, vehicle to infrastructure, and the cloud, V2C. There are other more. There are all total 5: vehicle to infrastructure, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to cloud, vehicle to pedestrian, vehicle to everything. This technology can be used to not only improve vehicle safety but also not but also to improve efficiency and commute times. These are the 5 we can see: V2I, V2V, V2C, V2P, and V2X. These types of connectivity are described in brief way, and which will be described by our team member Raja in our next slide. So now let's
Hello, my name is Raja Shah and I am going to present types of connectivity in connected vehicles. So you can see there are many connectivity types like vehicle to infrastructure, pedestrians, etc. So we will see them one by one. V2V, that is vehicle to vehicle. In V2V, what happens is that uh, the cars among themselves share informations like speed, direction, position, braking status, etc. with the other cars, with the neighboring cars, to avoid accidents, or they can take uh, uh, wise decisions. Ultimately what happens is that, suppose if all the cars have V2V connectivity, then they can form a wireless mesh network with each car, transmitting receiving messages around 300 meters. So that's V2V connectivity, that is a vehicle uh, connected to other vehicles on the road. Next we have vehicle to infrastructure. So in this is that a car or vehicle is connected to certain kind of infrastructures like traffic lights, road signs, etc. So that those infrastructure can help car to take wise decisions, like improving traffic safety. Obviously, if suppose if traffic control system is there that is connected to a car, that can help take it decision. Like suppose if a car is speeding, then it can warn other cars on the road to uh, to to get the warning, that is uh, to stop or to slow down the car. Obviously it helps release congestion, like if traffic jam is there, then it can help all the cars to release the traffic jam. Parking assistant, so some parking lot can have systems that can help the cars to find a good parking point. Next we will see vehicle to cloud. So in this, a car is connected to certain kind of cloud system. You can see a vehicle is connected to certain kind of cloud system to get and publish informations. So like we can have real-time traffic and routing, like Google Maps. We can have Google Map connectivity through internet in the cars or vehicles. Cloud-based security, parking spot finder. So we can have parking spot finders through the cloud or satellite. Entertainment, obviously in vehicles we can have entertainment through the cloud. Next, vehicle to pedestrians. This is very important because suppose both drivers and pedestrians can receive warnings to prevent anticipated projected collisions. Suppose if a pedestrian is there, then a car can get warning that a pedestrian is near a vicinity and please slow down. Similarly, a pedestrian can also get a warning through his smartphone or connected wearable devices that one car is speeding, or you can so that's how accident can be avoided. You can see cars can nearly see people even when drivers can't, so cars can take proper decisions. So we can have pedestrians, motorcyclists, bicyclists, all this can be connected to uh, other vehicles. So that is vehicles to pedestrian. So that's all. We have four connect types of connectivity. There are many types of connectivity, but these are most important. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Now let's talk about the benefits of these connected cars in our day-to-day life. First option is our crash elimination. It is crash-free driving and improved vehicle safety. A vehicle can monitor the everything environmental continuously, making up for lapses in driver attention. Next is reduced need for new infrastructure. By managing traffic flows, self-driving can reduce the need for building new infrastructure and reduce maintenance cost. Next is our travel time dependability. As we have seen the V2V, V2C and V2I that can substantially reduce uncertainty in timetable via real-time predictive assessment of travel times on all roads. Our next benefit is productive improvements. A reduction in driving tasks will allow travelers to use travel time more productively. Next is our improved energy efficiency. It reduced energy consumption in at least three ways: more efficient driving, lighter, more fuel efficient vehicles, and efficient infrastructure, which is most commonly needed in every vehicle, I guess. New models for vehicle ownership. That's a major thing. It is required. New models of vehicles are required in nowadays, or people will be bored by one model only. So self-driving vehicles could lead to a major redefinition of vehicle ownership and expand opportunities for vehicle sharing. New business models and scenarios. Convergence of technologies may realign industries such that companies need to compete and collaborate at the same time. Yeah, that's required in nowadays time. At last, we have trends and drawbacks and some conclusion about this presentation, which will be given by our teammate Saurabh Vishas. Thank you for me. This was my video. Thank you.
Today in the presentation of connected vehicles, I will be going through the topics of trends, drawbacks and challenges, and fighting the challenges. So starting with trends, technology innovation, the field of connectivity is accelerating. High-speed commuter can help make the car aware of its surroundings, which can transform anywhere a self-driving vehicle and increasing reality. There are initiatives to use Ethernet technology to connect the sensors that allow for advanced driving assistance systems, and thus through the internet network speed inside the vehicle can increase from 1 megabit to gigabits. Further, Ethernet uses switches that allow connections to any number of devices, including reducing the amount of cabling required and thus overall weight of the car. The Internet of Things will be used to provide mobile services in the car with a high-speed internet. This feature will enable real-time traffic control, interaction with other car manufacturers, services for remote diagnosis, and improve company logistics automation. And the next is drawbacks and challenges. The major issue with the connected car is hackability. The more it is connected to the internet and to the system, it becomes more exposed to being penetrated from the outside. In Germany and Brazil, 55% of the car drivers are afraid to be hacked into their car if it is connected to the internet. In US, there are 43%. In China, it is 53%, whereas the average lies at 54%. Reliability is also a major concern. Car sensors and hardware will malfunction. This system has to deal with incorrect data as well as faulty communication such as the denial of service attack. Privacy is another dimension both with hacking and with other uses. Sensitive data gathered from cars such as a location, driver daily route, apps that are used, etc. are all susceptible to be hacked and used for unauthorized purpose as well as being used by business and governments. So how we are going to fight those challenges? Changing the design of the product, the way the product is developed, and the maintenance response architecture play a crucial role. Companies have to long-term solutions in terms of design security because quick changes are costly and easy to circumvent. Internal cooperation between departments of the company, product security teams, and corporate IT security teams will have to work closely together in order to prevent hackability of the device. The short-term solutions are also easy to solve problems with technological OTA over the air becomes more and more important to OEMs. So, and that's it for me. Thank you.